Hey guys, we're going to walk through the ARMYTRIX exhaust for the Civic Type R FK8. We'll look at exhaust, valve control and electrics.
Hey guys, as you can see, I've already removed the stock exhaust from Honda. Pretty straightforward removal, but I will quickly run through it with you guys. First, we'll start at the front. We'll look at what panels need to be removed and tools required. Right guys, to remove the stock exhaust, very simply you just need to remove or loosen this bottom plastic panel. Each one of these connect with four simple 4 bolts, 10mm spanner, loosen them off. Once you've then loosened them off, you then need to remove this here and the other side. There are 2 plastic clips. I'll show you at the back of the car when we remove the ones to remove the complete exhaust system, but they just come off. You've got to be super careful so you don't break them. Once that's been dropped, we then need to look at these 3 nuts that sit in here. Yeah, to remove them 3 nuts, you need a 14mm socket with an extension. Loosen them off, pretty straightforward, and the exhaust will drop off. Hey guys, once you've removed the 3 bolts that hold the exhaust, you just need to keep this loose. Don't tighten this back up. We then need to work our way down to the exhaust mount. A quick squirt of WD-40, 1 here, 4 at the back. Once that's all done, the exhaust can be then taken out. Right, we need to remove these 4 mounts which I mentioned. We just need to start looking at these 3 clips here. Simple flat-headed screwdriver, just insert them in there. Don't pull straight down, you probably just need to work it round. And as you work, just little turns and twists. You don't want to break these, yeah? Once you've removed them, these pop out. So we've got 1 here. We'll quickly do these 2 as well, just so we can show you the mounts inside. Super careful, like I said, don't want to go breaking these. And just weight yourself around, take your time with them. Number 2, and the final one, just at the back here, like that. Once you take them out, this piece, it's a little bit like fabric section, can then just drop. As you can see then, we've got full access to the mounts. 1 mount here, 1 mount here, same the other side. So just repeat this on the other side, spray WD-40 and the exhaust is out. Hey guys, so you've removed the stock exhaust and it's now time to install the ARMYTRIX. Great exhaust, great quality. What I did, I ordered the catback exhaust. Yeah, it comes in 4 pieces, so you'll have the front pipe and you just weight yourself to the back. Yep, really straightforward. Always comes with these brackets as well. These brackets probably give you a little bit of flex, a little bit of movement as you join each pipe together. Remember, when we do install these, we never over tighten them. Yeah, always put them on loose. Gives us that little bit of movement when needed. So guys, once we're ready to do the first install, remember with ARMYTRIX, we start at the back first. Back to the front, it's so important, otherwise it won't fit. We start with the first piece, yeah. Clicks onto these exhaust mounts, a little bit of WD-40 or a little bit of lubrication just to get them or slip them on. Don't forget, like we said, we remove them 2 back panels just so we have a little bit more access to get in there. Once it's dropped in the first pipe, you then need to just mount a sleeve. So one of the sleeves I mentioned, so you comes with 1, 2, 3 sleeves in total. Once the first sleeve's on, you'll get this small mid-peak pipe. This just needs to be slid on. Remember to not touch the heat shield and probably don't drop it too low, yeah, because you still want the clearance from the floor. Once that piece is on, another bracket is then connected and then the long mid pipe is installed underneath the car, moving to the front. Hey guys, so we've installed the last piece of the mid pipe, super easy to install till we get to here. This bracket will go on, or sleeve, yeah, really easy. 13mm socket at the bottom, 13mm spanner at the top. Don't over tighten this, it's going to expand when it warms up. Plus you want a bit of flex in it as we move and weight the exhaust onto the final part. This plastic bracket we loosened off at the beginning. 4 bolts, really straightforward, plus 2 plastic clips that, as I showed you at the back, easy to pop off. Just be careful with them, you don't want to break them. Once that's on, you then need to mount this to the 3 bolts that we've got at the front. Yeah, them 3 bolts, before it's mounted, you need to install the gasket. Once the gasket's on, place over the 3 bolts, tighten the nuts, don't over tighten them, usual spec, and the exhaust is in. Right guys, we've installed the exhaust. We now just need to make sure that the clearance is there. Heat shield, you don't need to touch it. The biggest part is probably this part of the frame. Yeah, you want enough clearance here so when it's going to expand when it warms up, it doesn't rattle, yeah, or touch the frame of the car. Yeah, as I said, don't go too tight to the heat shield and don't go too far or too close to the floor. Yeah, let the car warm up once it's been installed. Leave the valve controller, we'll look at that in a minute. Let the car warm up, let the exhaust expand and see if you've got the clearance. Once you've got the clearance, tighten up all of the brackets. As I said, 13mm socket and spanner, don't over tighten them. Always remember, put the socket at the bottom so the clearance is nice and smooth, nice neat job. You want to look factory fitted, and you're done. Right guys, we're going to show now the valve controller. You could say that this is a bit more difficult than the exhaust install. Exhaust pretty straightforward, and so is this one, you get your head around it. So in the box you'll see with ARMYTRIX comes with everything you need. Solenoid, cabling, 3-way connector. Let's get a little bit closer. So as you can see here, we need to mount this solenoid valve here. There is a little bolt here, 10mm, yeah, which basically you can just quickly and easily remove. Mount the solenoid, don't over tighten this. Once that's connected, we then need to look at the piping connection that we've used. So we need to get an air line from the engine, yeah, to work the valve at the back of the exhaust. In the instructions you'll see that it's removed from this pipe here. You'll then install this small section, yeah, using these 2 brackets just to remount it. Once you've remounted this small section, you'll then do the 3-way system here. This will connect to the factory fitted car fitting pipe, and then you will use this connection here to work to the back of the exhaust. So this first piece here, this will come on a coil, yeah, probably the length of the car. So basically if you lay it out to the side of the car, and then you're probably going to cut maybe a foot of the tubing off. First tubing piece will go to here. This is a 1-way valve, connects straight forward. Second piece goes on. This connects then to the solenoid. So you'll see there's like a little connection here. So this piece connects to the solenoid from this bit, and then this piece here will then work its way down through the back of the engine, yeah, out where we mounted the exhaust piece. Remember, put it the other side of the heat shield so it doesn't touch the exhaust, and then you'll work yourself all the way to the back of the exhaust, which will show underneath where I routed the tubing, so it made it as clean as possible. Hey guys, so here we are at the back of the exhaust, yeah, so just like you know, these tips here don't come installed, you have to install them. I left it to the end, yeah. You can get these in multiple colours, yeah. I went for the 3 black ones, thinks it fits the FK8 beautifully. Also comes in a carbon fibre if needed, yeah. So back onto the valve connection. As you're aware, we did the air valve around the engine and we dropped it just where the exhaust was mounted, just where the 3 bolts were. You'll just feed it through, very simply. You can see it because you'll still have the plastic cover loose. Once that's off, we'll then start to work this plastic tubing air valve all the way to the valve. Let's get underneath the car and let's see where I routed it. Hey guys, so as I said, we're doing the valve setup. We've dropped it from the back of the engine and we just now need to work it back to the valve on the back of the exhaust tip. I would follow behind the heat shield. As you can see, I followed the fuel lines here. The kit comes with these cable ties, yeah, small cable ties. You might want to also purchase maybe a little bit bigger set. I found these a little bit fiddly just to work with. But as you can see here, I mounted the tubing or piping, yeah, connect it to and just continue to work under the heat shield, yep, to the back of the car. As we work to the back of the car, I then crossed over the mid pipe into here, connecting it again. You'll see some piping up here which you can just cable tie to. Don't over tighten it, as I said, and just work yourself and the tubing all the way to the back of the car. Remember, this is probably going to be longer than what's required. Don't cut it until you get the required length, what is needed, before you mount it to the tips. Once you're happy with it, cable tied up, there's no loose bits hanging down, there's nothing that can get caught on, you can then connect it to the valve system. So, valve install is complete, nice tidy job. We then need to start looking at the electrics. So this is this mount at the top, yeah. Kit comes complete with this blue wire. As you can see, this is black at the moment because I put a sleeve around it just to protect it from the heat, yeah. So basically I connected it right here, worked it along underneath, cable tie as you go, yeah. follow it around. It's a shame that this blue cable's not black. I think it would fit a lot better, you know, with the factory fitting, but it is blue, you know, so I'll live with it. So I connect it through here, this gap here, fold it round. You don't have to follow this way. Up here, through here, yeah, follow this side. You'll probably see on this, as you know, my car's right-hand drive, yeah, you can see here that this cable here is the bonnet pull, yeah. This is in the car. Remember, we need to get this electric wire into the car. You either go through an entry point at the back, which I found too difficult, or I'll show you in a minute where my entry point was, which is down the side of the wing. So as you can see, the blue cable continues to move up here, all the way down, and then down into the side of the wing, and then in to the car where the fuses sit. So you'll find inside a little grommet which can be removed. Pop out that grommet, and that's where we'll feed it in. Let's go inside the car and see what it looks like. Right guys, so we're underneath the dash. It's very difficult to film this, but as I said, where the fuses sit, you'll also see a small grommet which needs to be removed. So you can see the bottom grommet there, right there. Yeah, there's one just above that, yeah, which you'll pop off just with a flat-headed screwdriver. Once that's popped off, you then want to feed probably a little bit of flexi cable through there. Flex that cable through and up the side of the wing. Once it's out and pops out the side of the wing, you then tape this blue cable to it, which then you can then pull through. Once pulled through, it's pretty straightforward. You're nearly to the final part of the completion, and the OBD2 connection can be mounted. Once that's mounted, tidy up the cabling system. You can see here, I've just then put that behind there because it's not required. Yeah, that can just sit down there nicely. Remember with ARMYTRIX, yeah, I think this is probably the biggest part. No one else does it. We've got full access on the app system, but also comes with 2 controllers. As I said, great quality system. Expensive, you know, but well worth the money, I find. Right guys, we've completed the install. All the wiring is nice and tidy. Piping underneath is complete. Let's start it up. As you can see the valve at the back. Let's start it up and see how it sounds. Hey guys, well thanks for watching the ARMYTRIX install. Catback, I think downpipe probably the next project. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any comments, please list them down below. We'll see you soon.